Now, in modern warfare, the first strike isn't necessarily the decisive advantage. The ability to see it coming is. From satellites hundreds of kilometers from Earth to sensors guarding India's borders and drones providing an eye over the battlefield, India is in fact building a multi-layered surveillance architecture that it has had for a long time, and now it builds it further. Let's start with space surveillance. India is expanding its military eyes in orbit. The ambitious space-based surveillance Phase 3 program envisages 52 satellites spread across different orbits to dramatically improve India's ability to monitor activity across land and sea. The objective is persistent surveillance from tracking troop movements, military infrastructure, ships, and other potential threats well beyond India's borders. On the ground, India's surveillance grid combines radars, thermal imagers, night vision equipment, cameras, sensors, and command and control networks under initiatives such as the Comprehensive Integrated Border Management System. But India's geography and treacherous border terrain in regions presents an enormous challenge. From Himalayan mountains and forests to deserts, rivers, coastlines, there can be no single surveillance solution for it all. India is in fact expanding anti-drone deployments along its borders. UAVs are increasingly providing persistent surveillance over vulnerable areas, going where fixed sensors cannot go. But drones have also become the threat. Small, low-flying UAVs can be difficult to detect, making counter-drone surveillance and interception increasingly critical. India, therefore, has many of the pieces, but the challenge is integration. And satellites, drones, radars, sensors, intelligence, all feeding information into a single real-time picture of the battlefield. Because tomorrow's military advantage may ultimately come down to just one question: who sees it coming first?
Sandeep Shah, co-founder and managing director of Optimized Electrotech, is working at the intersection of electro-optics, artificial intelligence, and advanced sensing technologies, areas that are increasingly critical to India's defense and strategic capabilities. His vision is clear: the technologies that protect India's future should be conceived, engineered, and manufactured in India. At a time when deep technology is no longer just an economic advantage, but a strategic asset, Sandeep Shah is building capabilities that can contribute to India's technological sovereignty and protect its frontiers.
All right, joining me on the show now is Sandeep Shah, co-founder and managing director of Optimized Electrotech. Sandeep, pleasure having you here with me on Defense Pulse. Let's start right off. When we talk about India's multi-layered surveillance architecture, talk to us about what that really means on ground and how far is India from having an integrated system of its own. Over to you.
Thanks, Shivin. Thanks for having me here. The multi-layered surveillance architecture is something which is not a new concept. It's just that we have, as a country, been dependent on various other countries to make sure that this happens. What it means is that you need to have, first of all, a satellite layer, which will be above everything else, and the LEO and the GEO satellites will be able to take care of general information that can be captured. At the borders, we have the second layer, which will make sure that you know if there is a militant that is coming in, or if there's something which is a movement which is not an approved movement. The third part is where you have to have action to be taken. Once you have known what's going on, you will need to take some actions. It can be either by the infantry or by the soldier himself, or it could be by a machine, which could be a weapon mounted on the machine. And all of this also requires all of the surveillance to be done. Today, the surveillance is done at satellite, loitering, so the hail and the mail drones. And then thereafter, there are the smaller drones, and then you have coastal surveillance, and then you have border surveillance, and then you have the weapons. So that is sort of, multi-layer architecture that's out there. And we as a country are doing a fantastic and phenomenal job right now. Not only as Optimized, but even otherwise. There are quite a few players that have emerged who are helping the country achieve its security and surveillance on its own.
Yeah. Sandeep, when it comes to the latest technologies, battlefield domain is one that needs constant evolution in terms of learnings from what one is learning from own operations and obviously active war zones around the world. What's the latest technology that is being developed on your front for the battlefield domain in surveillance?
So battlefield, before battlefield, you need to have sort of an information on the ground. That's number one. And thereafter, of course, the battlefield will come into picture. As optimized, we have been into AI or edge analytics-based surveillance forever. So our differentiator from the conventional technologies has been that every device and every product that we have, it has a common layer of software, which has edge analytics or a processing board on board. This allows the security forces to make sure that they are able to get the relevant data only. So instead of pushing all the data in, we are only giving relevant data. So I think this is a huge differentiator from the conventional technology that we do. It gives the bandwidth or the mental bandwidth, it keeps the mental bandwidth of the soldier free. So the decision makers that are out there, they would know exactly what to concentrate on and what to take the decision from, rather than just looking at the scene continuously. That's, I think, the number one thing that we are bringing to the. There are, of course, other technologies. Well, this, I think, is the.
Sandeep, when we talk about India's borders, where surveillance is most required, these are complicated zones, these are treacherous zones in portions. Is India now capable of seeing most threats approaching its borders, or are there still significant surveillance blind spots in your appreciation?
Some of these things are strategic information.
Understood.
I believe that defense forces are more capable to decide on how much they would want to disclose. But what I would say is that to a very large extent, in the last few years, the government has come out with something called a positive indigenization list. This positive list is a list of products that they would want now Indian companies to take over instead of being reliant on foreign players. And within this, they have included long-range observation systems, which is called, it used to be called LOROS, it's called ILROS now. There are also other shorter or moderate range observation devices. There are night vision cameras. All of this is now part of the positive list of indigenization. And there are various people who are working towards it. So while today we are there or not, Optimize's own products are already present at Indian Navy's places where we are supporting them on coastal surveillance. We're supporting Indian Army at border surveillance. We're supporting certain police forces, including Gujarat, which is on the western neighbor side, again for monitoring purposes. So all of this is something that we are doing. Similarly, the Army and Navy and the Coast Guard, everybody is making all of these robust infrastructure to make sure that there is no porous point left. I think we are probably 4 to 5 years away from ensuring that 100% coverage is there, but still have a good amount of work done.
But clearly, there is thrust from India, and surveillance remains the first arm that needs to be strengthened. It can't be strong enough. It always needs to continuously be strengthened further. Sandeep Shah, absolute pleasure speaking with you. We look forward to discussing with you again.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.